One day, Luna was skipping through the enchanted forest when she saw something strange. It was a giant, round shape floating just above the treetops. And when she got closer, she saw that it was a bubble, a gigantic bubble with a smiling face. "Hello," said Luna. "Can I help you?" The bubble spoke in gurgles and signs. "Help me, please." "I'm lost," so Luna did the only sensible thing she could do. She named it Boomba and became its friend. It turned out that Boomba was a bubble beast from the sky palace of Babloon. But while flying through the clouds, it had drifted off course and now it couldn't get back home. "Don't worry, Boomba," said Luna. "We'll help you get home." Just then, Coco popped out of the bushes. "How are we gonna get such a big bubble back into the sky?" "It's too heavy for us to lift," but Luna had an idea. "I know we can't lift it, but maybe we can launch it." Luna, Coco, and Boomba went over to the flattest part of the meadow they could find. Then, carefully, very carefully, they started to push the bubble beast onto a small hill. "Are you sure this is safe?" asked Coco, but Luna just kept pushing. Finally, Boomba reached the top of the hill, and when Luna gave it a little nudge, it started to roll down, gaining speed and height with every roll. "Whee!" shouted Boomba, its voice echoing across the land. But the wind caught it and pushed it off course again. It tumbled through the air and landed with a soft thud on a nearby tree stump. "Oh no," said Luna. "We have to get it down from there. If the bubble were to pop, not only would Boomba be in great danger, but all the air in the forest would be sucked up into the sky palace of Babloon." "I have an idea," said Coco. "I'll distract the wind while you get the bubble off the stump." As Coco ran through the forest gathering leaves, twigs, and anything else she could find, Luna and Boomba managed to wedge a stout piece of wood under the bubble so it wasn't quite so wobbly. Then, carefully, very carefully, they started to rock it back and forth. Gently, oh so gently, they moved it closer and closer to the edge of the stump. And just as they thought they were going to make it, whoosh, the wind swooped down and blew Boomba right back up into the air. "Oh my," said Luna, ducking under a low-hanging branch as the bubble floated overhead. Suddenly, an idea struck her like a bolt of lightning. She closed her eyes, raised her arms, and started to sing. At first, it was just a simple song about the sun and the moon, but as she sang, it became more and more magical, a sky melody that swirled and soared just like the wind. When the wind heard this beautiful music, it stopped and listened. It had never heard such a lovely song before, and as it watched Boomba dancing in the sky, it felt something inside it change, something that made it want to do something wonderful. Very slowly, almost hesitantly, the wind began to push Boomba in the direction of home. Higher and higher it went, following Luna's sky melody, until finally it reached the clouds and disappeared into the sky palace of Babloon. From inside the palace, Luna heard a loud pop and a shower of sparkling bubbles floated down around her. "What's this?" she asked. Then Coco had an idea. "Let's plant it." The girls carefully placed the seed in the ground, watered it with a bit of dew, and then skipped away, leaving it to grow. It didn't take long. Soon a tiny shoot sprouted from the ground and unfurled into a beautiful plant with big, round leaves. And when the leaves unfurled, they revealed hundreds of mini bouncing bubbles. "Yay, thank you, Luna," they cried. "Now we can take you home." And that's exactly what they did. They bounced and they skipped and they flew all the way to the sky palace of Babloon, where they were welcomed as heroes. From that day on, the sky palace of Babloon was never quite so lonely again. And thanks to Luna's friendship, the Bubble Beast wasn't quite so afraid of getting lost.